Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 2, Crystal Souls. You may remember in the last episode, we actually tried to help a nest of hydras for a while, because everyone agrees that chitraks are awful. However, one of the commenters reminded me that I forgot to try speaking to any of the hydras before, making them mad at me when I stole their eggs. Let's fix that. A hydra mother, or so you guess, stands watch over her clutch of eggs. Several of its heads hiss at you in warning. A few of the heads look at each other in confusion. Another of them stares at you, as if to say, "What do you think?" "I'm a giant multi-headed monster. Get me a sandwich." You find a baby hydra, only waist-high, frolicking about. It only has 4 heads, 2 of them only just emerging. Aww. One of its heads nips at you playfully. One of its tiny heads hisses curiously. Oh, if only we could adopt one and take it with us and have a little pet for our journey. I don't think it would like going over the waterfalls, though. Anywho, back to our regularly scheduled major plot developments. We have emerged from the long, horrible, winding tunnel in farmland near Avit, the mysterious new Vahnatai city. You approach the Vahnatai town, which is clearly still under construction. Piles of stone blocks and tools are everywhere, and the walkways connecting the buildings are still only half laid. The buildings have rounded corners, and are taller than human buildings, and their walls are set with many thin sheets of bluish crystalline material, giving them a colorful, crystalline appearance. Well, the city of Avid is not purposefully meant to be mysterious, but it's mysterious to us because we have never seen a full-fledged Vahnatai town before. Just a few small buildings and ruins. Ooh, sign. Carved into the obelisk in both Vahnatai and English. Welcome to Avit, City of Peace. City of Peace, always a good sign. A farmer tends long, awkwardly bent rows of mushrooms. His grey skin is creased and pale, and his back is heavily bent. He wears the standard luminescent Vahnatai wrap, but it is creased and dirty. He stands up straight and straightens his wrap. "Me bot. Why you come here?" "Me make food. Only me awake now, to make food for lots. Much work. But food you to buy, if want." Ooh, I like food. "All us being waked, but me only food maker, and work and not get full pay for it." Sounds like we got a worker shortage and a wage shortage going on here. Not good. He looks around slyly. "So when me find secret, me deserve it be mine and not to take or a tell go, yes, yes? Me tell secret for only 50 gold things, yes? Fair for me so hard working, yes?" Fine, fine. He grabs the money and stores it in a pocket in his wrap. "Me find scroll. Magic. Hidden in rubble behind me house in southwest. Good magic." And also, we can buy food from this guy. We don't actually really need to. We've got a fair amount from that supply cache we looted from the other Vahnatai faction. But I'll help him out a little more. Yep, left town. And this is not a good way to re-enter town. Bah. Please forgive the usual stumbling about when exploring new areas. Sometimes it's hard to tell if I can go right up to the edge of the map or only one square away from it before leaving town. This place does have a rather organic, more so than square layout. And this is just somebody's house. In fact... I think this might be Bot's house, because it's in the southwest. Yes. Buried in the pile of rubble, you find a leather scroll tube. No room in your inventory. Ah. But the scroll tube is still there. Can I find a sage, please? Well, not here we can't. This is the barracks. A Vahnatai warrior rests on his delicate bed. These beings must be amazingly light for such fragile contraptions to support them. His eyes are closed, and his arms cross his chest. You get no response. He says nothing. His chest barely moves. His eyes stay closed. The Vahnatai must be incredibly deep sleepers. Or else very good at ignoring people asking annoying questions when they're trying to have a nap. This female Vahnatai is formidably armed. Wickedly pointed razor discs are strapped across her chest, and a heavy, two-handed wave blade is strapped across her back. And, very unfortunately, she isn't at all happy to see you. She watches you carefully, almost seeming to hope for an excuse to rip you apart. I am Vahnatai, commander of Avit. The pale gray of her face darkens slightly. I am supposed to be helping to you. Her English is slow and awkward. I must being acting like you weren't stealing. I was not stealing. Bot said I could have that scroll, and I couldn't pick it up anyway. She smiles grimly. I said not things about human stealing. Her voice suddenly turns bitter. To say human stealing is interfere with peace. That would be wrong. Yes, peace. She spits out the word as if it was made of poison. So you mentioned you're the commander here? Let's just keep moving along. Chamber of Meditations. The smell of incense blasts you in the face when you step into this small, low room. To the north are two small fire pits, burning a mix of lichen and strange mosses. By the pits are three pools of colorful, placid liquid. Interesting. On the floor before you, a Vahnatai male sits cross-legged on a prayer mat. His position and long, spindly legs give him the appearance of some strange, gray-skinned insect. He opens his eyes, revealing the usual, unsettling, pure white eyes. Apparently this is usual for Vahnatai, or at least all the ones we've seen so far. He continues to look at the pools. I am Sarah. I am a ponder, and I wait. As he speaks, his eyes continue to face perfectly forward. His mouth barely moves. The rest of him is perfectly still, It is very eerie. For you, I wait here and keep the pools prepared for you. There is a Vahnatai ritual that we have made able for you to be performing. It is our ritual of welcoming, which we use to mark those from other tribes as being our guests. I can teach you how to do this ritual, so others may see that you are welcomed in our land. That seems like a good idea. The ritual is skimming your fingers in a caress across all the waters, going from darkest hue to lightest, as you are now going from the dark of being outside us to the light of our acceptance. He nods to the pools, as if motioning you over to them. You said you are a ponder. What does that mean? I am blessed to be a ponder. I and my mate Iglit. A ponder does thinking and watching, and guides the people without bias. Okay, so let us investigate these pools. The floor here is covered with an intricate patchwork of glyphs and sigils. In the middle of it all is a small pool of dark purple liquid. Okay. I did just save the game. What does it taste like? Does it taste like grape? Man, this stuff tastes nasty. Nothing happens, though. Nothing happens if we wash our hands. And nothing happens if we just touch it. This one is a small pool of brown liquid. And this one is glowing milky white liquid. Now something happens. When you delicately touch your fingers to the surface of the fluid, an almost electrical tingling sensation flies up your arms into your torso, and from there into your entire body. You receive a strange feeling of, for lack of a better word, rearranging in your skin and in your mind. The change in your skin is minor. You feel like you've been marked in some way, whether good or bad you can't tell. The change in your mind, however, is profound. Words Vahnatai have said which made no sense suddenly make connections in your mind, as if some force was steering them through your brain to come to a halt next to the right English word. You will now be able to communicate with Vahnatai you meet. Awesome! And this is simply someone else's home. A narrow, rickety bridge leads to a small, peaceful island. Hi there, you look important. You approach an ancient Vahnatai, who stands under an unusually tall cavewood tree. He stands with eyes closed, swaying slightly. When you approach, however, he stops and turns to you. You recognize him as the Vahnatai you saw in Formalo. He moves up to you. The amazing density of wrinkles in his gray skin betrays him as ancient, but he is quite quick and nimble. I am Bonirno, and I gratefully welcome you. Welcome to the land of the Vahnatai. He smiles and shakes his head. Oh, so much work. Learning your tongue, learning of your people, struggling for peace. It is all so hard after the theft. And yet you welcome us? A very simple, highly magical ritual we have modified, so you can take part in it. It will mark you, so that you can travel in our lands free from attack. Convenient. People keep talking about theft and stealing around us. When we ended the resting, we rebuilt the home of the souls of our greatest box. Not long after, 3 were stolen, the guards slain by human weapons. He quivers with anger. This taught us of humans, and it was then the council called for your doom. It is because of this that I had you come here. You must go to the council to be scryed. I believe there be many types of humans, with many beliefs, and using our magics to destroy all of you is, for now, wrong. If we could get the Council of Three to question you, then the truth could be known, and we could act with wisdom. Their magics are awesome. If your people are not to die, you must prepare. We have gifts for you. The council, rulers of our tribe, sits in Olgai. We have found a way to get them to see you. Go speak with Iglit about it. We also can make you a guest of the Vahnatai, enabling you to travel our lands safely. It also enables you to speak our tongue. For this gift, you must perform the ritual of welcoming. Go to the Chamber of Meditations to do so. Already done. Some say peace is impossible, since humans took our leaders' souls and killed their guards. But I want peace with the humans not responsible. Just because some of you may be evil, doesn't mean you all are. Alas, to some, this is a radical, foolish view. Okay, wow. This is Council Hall. This seems like an important building. So of course I will explore all the empty areas first. This building is someone's home, but much more. The long table surrounded by chairs by the west wall seems like some sort of meeting place. It's covered with papers and used mugs. This must be this town's crude city hall. Ooh, you look very important. An exceptionally tall Vahnatai with a thin gold headband sits at the head of the table. The Vahnatai nods and motions for you to sit with her. I am Tukoratel, leader of this village. I bid you welcome, humans. She speaks in careful, only slightly flawed English. I am Atel, she thinks. A mayor, you would call it. We have worked and built and learned hard in preparation for your arrival. We Vahnatai have awakened from our slumber to find our lands and cities in ruins. We are working hard to build them anew. The Vahnatai now awake from a great resting. You should speak to Bonirno. It is his thoughts that you come here. He rests on an island near to the east. We feared you would not, or could not, make the journey. But it fills us with great joy to see you here. There may be hope yet. You should now be speaking with Bonirno, who lives near. He will tell you stories of what has been happening. As for me, she indicates the papers before her. I must be back to my planning construction. Thought she would have a little bit more to say, but perhaps not. I guess Bonirno really is one of the key NPCs here. Little camp of guards. A Vahnatai warrior, Waveblade at the ready, sits staring into the fire. His head is cocked, as if he's listening to something far away. He whispers so that you can barely hear. Eif. Quiet. I'm searching. We take turns listening. More useful than sight. Don't talk to me, human. A Vahnatai warrior sits warming herself at the fire. She often turns to look for creatures approaching the town. I am called Stahl, In your tongue, it means swift. I'm one of the too few guards for Avit. We have to keep a constant watch for attackers. The hydras and chitrax haven't yet learned that we are reclaiming our home. Just a few of them can do great damage if we don't prevent them. A Vahnatai warrior sits here, absorbing the heat from the fire. As you approach, she looks at your weapons with great interest. She stands and says, "Welcome to our circle. I am Azik." Having introduced herself, she sits again. "We are here to defend Avit with blade and disc." "Our weapons are so different from yours. I would like to learn to use one of your swords one day, even though they are so inelegant." "Inelegant what?" "Our weaponsmiths curve the blades to show their skill. The finer the curves, the greater the smith. Sometimes I'm not sure it is wise. A fine wave blade takes long to make." A Vahnatai sits by the fire, carefully and quietly running a stone around the edge of a razor disc. He doesn't look up at you. "I am Karipa, human." He holds the razor disc out for a moment, then goes back to sharpening it. "I have thrown these since I could stand. I can take the tip off a stalagmite at the limits of sight. The gods help you humans if you are guilty of the theft." Okay then. I feel like I'm missing someone. The ponder over here did mention Iglit. She should be near. She has given much thought to your coming. You should speak with her. Yes, I would like to. So does she wander around? Is she in a build? Oh, hello. I think I just found my answer. A Vahnatai woman paces the half-done streets of this city, seemingly lost in thought. She wears the long, billowing, slightly fluorescent wrap typical of the Vahnatai. When you approach, she stops concentrating and turns to you. She nods. "I am Iglit, a ponder of the Vahnatai people." "I am a ponder, and right now, I am pondering the problem of the humans." It is a rough translation of our word for it to your language. A ponder is a person who watches and advises. The advice need not be taken, but very often should be. Our Vahnatai Council has started to attack you humans by putting up magic barriers. We feel this attack is hasty and maybe at the wrong humans, so we want to bring you before the Council for questioning. You are the first humans we have brought here. Right now, they unwisely refuse to see you, saying you are not of us. But I thought of a trick. A full member of our tribe may always see the Council. A not member of the tribe may become a full member by going through the tests. We have argued that nothing in the laws say a not member has to be Vahnatai, so you may join us by being tested. It is clever and tricky, but if you pass through the tests, you may see the Council, and they may see sanity. There are 3 tests. They are used to earn position in our tribe, and to redeem those who we find to be crimes. She pauses, not sure if she used the right word. Go ask Vahnatai about the tests. She will help you. She is not happy about the bringing of humans here, but unlike some, she sees the wisdom of the ponders. Okay. Is there something behind this building as well. Hello. I feel like there might be something back here, but we haven't been told to look for it yet, and I only remember this game so well. So, for Latte, tell me about these tests you have set up. She looks angry that you asked. Yes, I must telling you of 3 tests. They are all south and southeast, of strength, speed, and mind. When in it, one of you only can entering and pass through. Are dangerous. To see council, must do right number. They demand you do enough. You need being 1 test done. Do that, and council sees you. Interesting. I don't think I ever asked about that when I first played through this game back in the 90s. The remake of Vernum 2 Crystal Souls does make it more explicit that by doing other favors for the Vahnatai, such as helping out with the awakening in the one building filled with coffins that we were in a couple of episodes ago, we can potentially reduce the number of tests that we need to complete. I'm still going to do all 3 anyway. Because fun, and because I am a completionist. Which is why I entered from this side to see what's over here. It looks like not much. Torches, garbage. There are all sorts of building materials here. Stone blocks, tools, green tiles, cement, barrels of tar, wood. It would appear the Vahnatai plan to rebuild this city in earnest. And I have somehow managed to exit the town into the water. Easily fixed. Probably the one time you will ever see my party standing on top of water and not immediately dying. Hooray, bugs! The obelisk says, Avit, 8 BLMs northwest. You don't know what BLMs means. Exile, 30 blooms southeast. Here you get your first good view of the land of the Vahnatai. The ceiling is lower, the glowing fungus is dimmer, and the flora is different. It's strange how such subtle differences in the caverns can make you feel so alien. And we'll get to see much more of this in the next episode. Have a good one, everybody.